I'm a plein air and studio painter, and I travel the world in search of great locations and great subjects to paint. My favorite part about painting is teaching others how to paint. Well, you know you're in London when you see this. The bright red double-decker buses. This city is awesome, and it's a perfect place to do a street scene. This will have to be a studio painting because it's raining out here. It's dark, cars are going by. So join me as we paint streets of London. This painting is a studio painting. This is the setup that most artists are using now who paint in the studio. I prefer to paint outside, but lots of times I can't because of the weather or because of the location. So sometimes you're forced to paint inside. This painting is a good example of why you would want to paint in the studio. It's at night, it's on the street, cars are going by, and it's raining. It's almost impossible to paint in plein air under these conditions. So you take photographs and use that in your studio. Basically what you're doing is tying your phone or your laptop to a large screen TV in your studio. Any photographs that you take with your phone or your camera, you can run right into your large screen TV and use that as your model for painting. You can get an HDMI cable to attach almost any device to your large screen TV. A lot of people can't paint in plein air because it's too hard for them to move outdoors. Some people are disabled. Some people are unable to drive to the outdoors to paint in plein air. So you can still get a feeling of painting outdoors by using a large screen TV and your phone or your laptop. So now let's talk a little bit about the palette that I use for this painting and some tools that I use. So here's my palette for this painting. I'm using transparent oxide red when I begin the painting. This is a color made by Rembrandt. And for my black color, I mix cobalt blue and transparent oxide red. And then when I add white to this black mixture, I can get a warm gray or a cool gray. Cool gray, of course, is on the blue side, and the warm gray is on the red side with the transparent oxide red. And then for my warm lights in the painting, I use Winsor Yellow Deep and white. This is for the headlights on the cars, the brightest brights in the painting. And of course, I can warm up my grays with this color as well. For the bus, it's basically transparent oxide red and cadmium red. I'm also including some Viridian here. When you want a light to be even brighter than yellow, this trick of adding Viridian and white together creates the super bright color in the middle of like a headlight. And then I also, at times, will mix Viridian in with my grays. So this is the palette for the painting. Here are the brushes I'm using on this painting, and these are the brushes I use most of the time. I use Royal Langnickel brushes when I can. I use the number 5090, which unfortunately has been discontinued. Langnickel created another brush called Sable Tech, and actually it's pretty close to the same stroke that you get with a 5090. I use a number 44, which is about 1 inch wide. Then I use a number 20, which is about a ½ inch wide. Then I use a number 10, which is about 3/8 of an inch wide. And then I use a Colibri liner brush. It's a real high quality liner brush. I use a knife with a 3-inch blade. I use a knife with a 1-inch blade. And then this is my palette cleaner and scraper. So here's the Sable Tech. This is a bright brush. This is a 5090 Royal Langnickel. You can see the type of brushes that are on there. This is a mongoose brush. And then this is the 3/8 inch wide brush that I use. It's a number 10. And then here's my Colibri liner brush. Makes a really fine line, like a pencil line. And then here's my knife with a 3-inch blade on it. And then this is my knife with a 1-inch blade on it. And then this is my palette cleaner, and also I use this for making straight lines sometimes. So the viscosity of the paint that I use is pretty thin. I thin it down quite a bit. And then there are places where I use very thick paint, but I put that on usually with a knife. I do a lot of dry brushing. So when you paint really thin, it firms up and sets up pretty quickly. So you can go back and dry brush over it. And I do that quite a bit. Here's my liner brush. Yeah, too bad you can't see the strokes. It's my 3-inch knife. Makes a real fine line like this. My 1-inch knife, same thing, makes a real fine line. And then here's my palette cleaner. I also use this to make straight lines like the mast of a ship or, the side of a building. Makes a nice straight line. And then obviously I use it to clean my palette with as well. So this is my brush cleaner, and I have a bird screen inside of the brush cleaner that's about 1 inch tall. So when I scrape my brush across the screen, the paint falls into the bottom of the tank. I use odorless mineral spirits. You can buy this at any hardware store or Walmart. Keep your mineral spirits about 1 inch above the bird screen. When you drag your brush across the bird screen, the paint falls into the bottom of the tank. And you have to do this before every color change. Clean your brush really good and then dry it. Clean it again and then dry it. Now it's ready to use. You have to do this between every color change. I have a lid for my tank. I can clamp it down if I want to for carrying it when I carry it in my backpack. I think I bought this tank on Amazon. It's actually a food container, but the bird screen was not with it. By the way, you cannot take this OMS, odorless mineral spirits, on an airplane. Every time I travel, I have to buy new odorless mineral spirits in whatever country I go to.
I love painting these street scenes. I've been painting these street scenes for 20 years. I've got a lot of paintings out there of different scenes from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, really. Great fun to paint cars, vehicles, buildings, people. This is an alla prima painting. In other words, alla prima means all at once. It took about an hour and a half total painting time to paint this. It's all wet on wet.